noticed that when black people build an all-black neighborhood, it's called empowerment? But when white people build an all-white neighborhood, all of a sudden they're the triple K.
You ever notice how white people always have something stupid to say? Or how we always pick the weakest and weirdest hills that we could possibly die on? Or we get an idea of making a video, we put no thought process behind what we're about to say, and we just get on here and spew at the mouth. And then play the victim when people call us out on it. It's the damnedest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. But let's talk about this. When you say black neighborhoods that are created, can you list them? Are you referring to like redlining and shit? Is that where you're getting at? Where Caucasians didn't want black people in their neighborhoods, so the government decided to push them to a certain section of whatever city or town or state they were in, and then put all kinds of liquor stores and drugs over there, and even sprinkle a little church on every corner next to a liquor store? Is that what you're referring to? Is that what you're referring to? Or are you talking about all the 100 plus race massacres that have taken place on U.S. soil when black people did once try and have their own everything, their own houses, their own communities, their own businesses, their own liquid assets they could potentially pass down to their family? And then white people got mad and destroyed everything and then never paid it back. Is that what you're referring to? Because, I mean, there's only a few examples that I could think of that I could pull out my back pocket to say, yeah, that KKK nickname was very well earned. Because this whole white supremacy argument that you're trying to make are the same people who destroyed places like this, 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 even places like this. I mean, there's plenty of examples I could pull from. Just understand that these are a few out of the 100 plus that have taken place in the United States. This conversation ain't what you want. I can assure you that. You're not educated enough. You need to pump the brakes on this dumb shit that you're saying. Because playing this whole victim about being called the KKK and not realizing that we're the ones who started the KKK to begin with baffles me. Step one should be think. Step two should be speak, not the reverse. But I mean, I'm pretty sure this KKK nickname is something that we've well earned. Because coming up with drawings and fucking poems to depict our hatred for black people is absolutely every bit of our culture. It is the culture for Caucasians. So yeah, the KKK nickname, absolutely well earned. I mean, why wouldn't black people want to have their own away from Caucasians? What have we given them to make them want to be around us? Answer that, snowflake. Because this damn show don't help. I'm going to keep giving you all types of receipts as to why black people want to have their own away from white people and do call it black empowerment, because historically they haven't been given the basic human rights or power as we have or that they deserve. So why wouldn't they want to get away for their own empowerment and sustain themselves off the white dollar, the white culture, the white business, the white everything? Why wouldn't they want their own? Why is it okay that we have our own but nobody else can? I can tell you why. It's because you're fucking racist. I mean, this is the shit you'll go to your grandma's house down here in the South and see all types of shit, all types of souvenirs. You can go to any antique mall down here in the South and see why the fuck black people would want to get the fuck away from white people. I mean, that's a stupid question that you asked. And it's par for the course, BTW. Because using black people as gator bait, like literally throwing black babies and children to gators, and then turning that around as a means to joke against them or with your friends or family member about how you treat them, is exactly why the fuck they would want to get away from white people and do their own thing for their own empowerment, because we're not empowering them. So who the fuck's going to empower them themselves? It's common sense, dude. It's not common anymore, I get that. Because Caucasians ain't shit. I can't stand this. I hate my people with a burning passion. Because we're the only ones that do shit like this. We're the only ones. No other race has ever had the power to do shit like this and get away with it. Receipts all day. How many examples do you want me to pull to show why that KKK moniker is well earned for Caucasians? I got plenty of time. I got plenty of examples as well. You let me know which one you want to work with. Y'all just be coming on here saying what the fuck ever comes to your head. And then you run from the repercussions. It's crazy work. It's crazy work. And I can't believe I even have to say this much when I talk about white people. But I saw this on my last video in the comments and shit. And I'm so sick of hearing this shit. I am very well aware that not all white people are hateful and spiteful. I don't need motherfuckers telling me shit about not all white people. No fucking shit. No shit, dude. Nowhere in my statement did I say all white people. I just said whites. Stop acting like hit dogs don't holler around this motherfucker.
One of the most diabolical things I've ever heard people say is that white people want to be left alone because they are trying to separate from black people, right? Because to them, black people has nothing to show like greatness, has nothing to show like all the achievements that they've done, and that they're claiming that if black people are having a problem, them separating, then the problems are the black people. But what you need to understand is that black people actually has nothing to do with you. All they want, they just want you to separate the way you're doing. In fact, when I look at when I check history, it is so much evident that you are the ones who had a problem when black people separated and started building their own cities and started building their own places, right? Look at the New Orleans massacre. Look at the Tulsa Race massacre. Look at the Black Wall Street. Look at how you did all these things, right? And history shows it clearly that you are the ones that are having problem when black people try to come up. And so it really pains me. And I see this as something which is so problematic because the person that claims that people are having a problem when people are forming whites-only towns are the same damn people, or where their ancestors who are called the KKK tried so much to sabotage things that belong to black people. Are we not forgetting what they did to black farmers? They went to black farms. They made sure first they burnt down their homesteads. They did what they did to black women, they went ahead and burned their houses, burned their crops, looted their farms, and took everything. This is all indicated in history, and you need to understand. For the longest time, every damn time a black person tries to do something, there is always a person that will come and sabotage all these good things that black people have ever did. And so this remains one of the most profound paradox in the history of race when you try to look at those people who are always trying to sabotage for other group of people. And now this prompts me to talk to you, my brothers and sisters in the United States, my black friends, my black families, and anybody who watches me, that we need to address this problem, because white folks are making it look like black people are having a problem when they separate. Well, it makes sense that black people have no problem. Well, in fact, that's what they want, because it is evident that they cannot do without black people. It is evident that all these things that we are seeing happening, and history has proven this over time, and it is just right on time that we need to figure out how we are going to cope with this. And all this leads me to me telling you, for those who are watching me for the first time, I'm just asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join my membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. For those who wish to buy me a coffee, you can check my Cash App, you can check my Buy Me a Coffee on my account, and I'll be really, really grateful for the support that you all are giving me. Man, I usually see the support that you're trying to give me, and so I'm really, really grateful for everything. But until then, let's watch the video. I'll be back. For those who are watching for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, really get to what I can offer you. But until then, let's get into the video. I'll be back with my commentary as usual. Let's get into it.
Ever notice that when black people build an all-black neighborhood, it's called empowerment? But when white people build an all-white neighborhood, all of a sudden they're the triple K. You want to move away from white people because it's healing, but when we do the same thing, all of a sudden it's a problem. Sounds like the real problem isn't segregation. It's the fact that you're not the one controlling it. Y'all don't want equality. Y'all want reverse Jim Crow.
Just some dumb motherfuckers. Man, I'm so sick and fucking tired of these stupid ass, dumbass, illiterate ass fucking racists hopping on social media and vomiting up a bunch of made up bullshit, projecting a bunch of horrible shit that they themselves have done many, many times. You know what? You want to see the quintessential example of systemic racism, oppression, white supremacy, and protectionism? Bet. I got you. I give you 30-year-old maniac white racist Scott Michael Hanna, who posted on X on July 31st, 2025, saying that he himself was organizing mobs to kill 30,000 black people in Cincinnati, Ohio by last Sunday. Watch this.
Miami Township man accused of threatening to kill tens of thousands of people in Cincinnati. News Center 7's Mike Campbell is live downtown. Mike, you were in federal court as the suspect faced a judge this afternoon.
And James, FBI agents say that Hanna actually posted his threats on X, formerly Twitter, and they say his posts seem to be in reference to a recent viral video out of Cincinnati where a large group of people appeared to target a couple for assault. Now, Hanna's post actually promoted even more violence. It appeared racially motivated, and it landed him here in federal court. Our cameras are not allowed in federal court, but I was inside for the hearing. Scott Hanna is charged with one count of making an interstate threat with intent to harm. Cincinnati.
Okay, but that isn't the part I want you to see. The part I want you to see is this. When I first heard about this story, I Googled it, and wouldn't you know it, a black man's face popped up. A white man just threatened to slaughter 30,000 black people in Cincinnati, Ohio. And Fox News had the diabolical audacity to slap a random black man's face on the headline like we're the monsters. Let me be crystal fucking clear here. White people are the monsters. You want to talk about domestic terrorism? Don't look at black people. Don't look at people with my skin. Look at your uncle. Look at your son. Look at your suburban neighbor who's buying the guns for the race war while grilling hot dogs and playing Toby Keith in the backyard. Every school shooter, white guy. Every mass shooter, white. Every cult leader, white. Every genocidal politician rewriting history to justify the slaughter of Palestinians, Haitians, and black Americans, white. But you can't handle the truth, can you? So you project. Like that dumbass bitch at the start of this video. You grab some random photo of a black dude from an unrelated story and lie to your readers. You manufacture a monster to distract from the very real evil in your own reflection. Fox News isn't a news outlet. It's a white nationalist propaganda machine. They'd rather incite genocide than admit their sons are psychotic. They'd rather paint us as the executioners while their own are sharpening blades behind closed doors. But not this time. We're not staying quiet. We're not giving you the benefit of the doubt. And we're not letting you paint us as monsters while your people are out here threatening mass slaughter like it's just another Sunday sermon. You created the monsters. You fed the monsters. And now it's coming for all of us. Don't you fucking dare look at us anymore. It's time for you to fucking look in the mirror. And while you're at it, get off your Abe-blinking motherfucking high horses. You motherfuckers didn't free anybody. We earned our right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in this goddamn country. And then, when you denied the children's children of former slaves, that being us, the generational wealth that we deserve by reneging on the promise that you made to black people to give them reparations for over 400 years of slavery, we didn't break. No, we kept moving forward. But then, because you're a bunch of fucking monstrous, hate-filled animals that refuse to leave black people alone, we still had to fight your fucking asses for civility. Did you know that, you stupid motherfuckers? Did you know that the Civil Rights Act was simply an act that forced you dumb fucks, you fucking animals, to be civil? Because you couldn't even do that. You needed the government to tell you to act like human beings. You needed legislation to stop burning crosses and lynching teenagers and bombing churches full of black girls. You needed the goddamn law to force you to sit next to us in a diner without spitting in our food. And even then, y'all couldn't handle it. You redlined our schools. You poured acid in our swimming pools. You bullied our children. You poisoned our water. You erased our history. You criminalized our existence. You killed our leaders. You infiltrated our movements. You used all forms of media to engage in psychological warfare against us. You flooded our streets with drugs, cops, tanks, and silence. And now, after all of that, you still have the unholy nerve to frame us as the threat. No, not this time. This is your legacy. This is your reflection. This is your monster, and you don't get to run from it by pasting a black man's face over your sins. We are not the villains. We are the fucking miracle. We are the soul of this place, and without us, it rots. You pathetic motherfuckers literally cannot exist without us, without someone to hate, someone to blame, someone to demonize. But guess what? We have washed our hands with you. So the next time one of you punk-ass, tiki torch, AR-15 fondling, basement-dwelling cowards wants to LARP your little race war online, remember this. You've always needed to lie about us, because if you ever told the truth, the whole goddamn world will turn against you. See you on the next post.
Ever notice that when black people build an all-black neighborhood, it's called empowerment? But when white people build an all-white neighborhood, all of a sudden they're the triple K.
Ah, Red X01, is this you? And all this build up in your video is for you to compare Freedom, Georgia to the whites only town being created in Arkansas. And you want to talk about hypocrisy. Well, I could tell by the videos on your page that nature and your inbred family tree have already conspired to give you 12 reasons. Allow me to share these uncomfortable truths with you, and hopefully you could find the 13th. Let's get it. First, Red, I do understand that when you have a reef as a family tree, the reading and comprehension genes probably skip generations at a time. And me giving you this information, you're probably not the one with the reading comprehension gene. Maybe you can run along and go find them. First, the hypocrisy of you talking about the hypocrisy of black people creating black neighborhoods is not missed on the historical narrative, because black neighborhoods were literally created in this country and in all oppressed countries by the oppressor class. Yeah, by law, as a matter of fact. The segregation of black people in this country has been codified in law stretching back to pre-slavery time, post-slavery time, all the way up into the black laws and Jim Crow. And you're going to mention something about reverse Jim Crow in your video, but reverse Jim Crow will require that we have access to federal laws to make it so. I don't expect you to understand the damn thing I just said, but moving right along.
You want to move away from white people because it's healing, but when we do the same thing, all of a sudden it's a problem.
What exactly are you all healing from? Healing from the fact that a 400-year head start has created a wealth disparity in this country that is not just prevalent, but overwhelming, as $1 million wealth gap now divides white families from black and Hispanic ones? That's what you're healing from? Wait. Are you all healing from a criminal justice system that disproportionately affects people because of the color of their skin? Wait a minute. You all created that justice system. Oh, wait a minute. I got another one. Wait a minute. Maybe you all are healing from a medical apartheid system that disproportionately negatively impacts black and brown people to the point that black women are 3.5 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth because of that system. Is that what you're healing from? Or maybe you all are healing from... You know what? I could do this all day. But I digress. Continue.
Problem. Sounds like the real problem isn't segregation. It's the fact that you're not the one controlling it. Y'all don't want equality. Y'all want reverse Jim Crow.
And there it is. Segregation and Jim Crow, and who controls it? Yeah, she did fix her mouth to say that in the same 3-second span. Like the civil rights movement in this country wasn't about ending and outlawing legal segregation. And who was in control at that time? Oh, and by the way, did I mention redlining and how it was used to control and segregate black neighborhoods? Redlining can be defined as discriminatory practices that consist of the systemic denial of services such as mortgage, insurance loan, and other financial services to residents of certain areas based on their race and ethnicity. Yeah, did I? If I didn't, here it goes. But keep going, Red. Keep going.
Jim Crow. So when white people move in, it's gentrification. When they move out, it's called white flight.
Ah, Red, if you just had a lick of comprehension, you might see how white flight and gentrification work hand in hand. Because gentrification is the process in which you go into an urban neighborhood and you develop it and you take it from a low value neighborhood to a high value neighborhood in a relatively short amount of time. The problem with that is that the neighborhood's original residents are often displaced because of the rising prices of cost of living and rent in that area. And white flight is the term given to the process in which white people fled those same neighborhoods that they're now moving back in to gentrify because they didn't want to be around black and brown people. And now the flip side of that, gentrification is now pushing black and brown people out of those areas because they can't afford it. So there is that. But continue. And we're just getting to the meat of your video.
Wonder where all this energy was for Freedom, Georgia. These people don't want to live next to white people, but the second we make our own communities, then it's hate. Black-only schools are okay, apparently. Black-only neighborhoods is progress. Black-only events is culture. But the second it's white-only anything, these people just want to run, cancel it, burn it down.
Now, before I get to the Freedom Georgia initiative and what you're missing intentionally about it, it's interesting that you talked about burning towns down, because I would like to see your historical narrative where black people have burned predominantly white towns down, or white neighborhoods down to the ground, and we'll compare it to my list. On my list, I have Tulsa, Rosewood, Elaine, Arkansas, and countless others. But just going to leave this right here for your non-comprehension ass to look over and not have a clue what I'm talking about. Moving on to where your comparison between the Freedom Georgia initiative and an all-white town being created in Arkansas. And you would think before anybody started that subtle, passive-aggressive, racist rant to justify their racism and bigotry, they would have taken the time to go to the Freedom Georgia initiative page and say, let me see the part where they're excluding white people. You would have saw them talk about economic empowerment, healing from racial trauma, building our own communities. But how are they going to build that community? By being welcoming. Yeah, welcoming. If you had some reading comprehension, you would have gotten to that part in the Freedom Georgia initiative. We welcome all allies. I know you don't know what that word means any more than you know what BIPOC means. But we welcome all allies of BIPOC and corporations that wish to build meaningful relationships with communities of color to connect with us for doing good. Doing good. Not to create a town that if it existed during the creation of the Green Book, that it would have been in the Green Book as a warning for what towns black people should avoid because they were sundown towns. That white-only sundown town being created in Arkansas is not anything new for this country. As a matter of fact, it's indicative of the history of this country. You can go to this database, historical database of sundown towns, and you can hit Arkansas right there. You can go, it's interactive. You can go to this database and hit Arkansas. And you will get a list of towns from A, D through H, H to N, and P to W of sundown towns in Arkansas that town is going to fit in with just nicely. Just remember also that the black schools, black colleges, and all you talk about were created because black people weren't allowed to participate in your white schools and your white colleges for hundreds of years. And it's no surprise that an initial review found nothing illegal in a proposed whites-only community in Arkansas. Nothing. But if you're going to talk, at least get your facts right. But what do we expect? When you have a wreath for a family tree. Now, you run along, have the day you deserve, and I am going to challenge my followers to tell me what is my favorite number when dealing with racists and bigots. See you in the comment section.
Hello, brothers and sisters. So apparently, the fact remains that every time black people try to come up with something big, try to come up with something that will change their lives, there is always somewhere somebody that is always ready to sabotage this. And who do you think these are? These are white people. Look at in different sectors including music industry, when black people have always tried to come up with all these genres. White people usually come, take credit, revamp the song, make it look like it's it's them that sung, yet the original creator is a black person. Best case scenario, look at I'm forgetting this genre, that it was so much debatable whether black people or whether white people are the ones who came with, right? Yes, I've remembered it. It's country music. Country music as a musical genre, right? Country music is one of the most known white people singing a lot of country music. But when you try to talk about the origin of country music, we get it so much tied to black people. And this brought a lot of, argument. It brought a lot of debates. If you can also remember the case scenario with what happened with Beyonce, the country song that he sang that brought a lot of controversies when people are trying to argue that Beyonce is trying to take white music and make it look like that. And then white people were educated that the country music that you're trying to claim that is yours, it was done by a black person, and black people introduced this as a genre. So I really, really find it diabolical that every time black people try to come up with something new, try to come up with something of their stamp with themselves, there is always a sabotage. And how many times, if I just ask you, when we try to look at the Black Wall Street was one of the biggest performing cities, was one of the biggest performing black community. But what did they do it? They did what they did. Take a look at Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier, it was a black city, it was a black town. What did they do? They opened up for water, and what happened? A lot of black people, unfortunately, died inside there. And so there's so much history when we try to look at this sabotage that has been done to my brothers and sisters in the United States. And so from a point that I'm trying to bridge the gap, trying to understand the enormous effect that these people have caused to the world. Perfect case scenario today is what is going on, because white people are coming out and complaining that people are having a problem when they form their own schools, when they form their own hospitals, when they form their own cities. It is so problematic that while they are claiming this, they cannot manage to live by themselves, because first they need black people to go and work for them. Their farmers need laborers, and people, the white community itself, they don't like working on these farms. And so these has a devastating effects even towards them, which honestly proves that it's close to impossible for them to sustain themselves by themselves. A good plan is a plan that is sustainable. While you're sitting down, scribbling down plans of how your city is going to work, are you really thinking about the sustainability of the plans that you're making, for the goals that you're making? Okay, just recently I'm seeing them trying to ask for government support for these whites-only cities, and Kansas. So this shows you that the plan that they made is unsustainable. And to some extent, they'll need people. And this includes black people, because there are a couple of jobs that to them, they cannot do. And so it still remains diabolic. It still remains problematic when we talk about you wanting a space for yourself. And again, you sustaining what you want. There's an old saying that says, when a child cries for a razor blade, give him the razor blade. And when the razor blade cuts them, they'll learn from it, right? So this whites only places, whites only town, these are a group of people that are crying for a razor blade, and when it cuts them, they are going to learn the hard way. Oftentimes, because honestly, why am I saying that black people doesn't have a problem with you forming your whites only town? Because we know very well that this is something that you have been planning. Take a look at a perfect case scenario of sundown towns. Sundown towns are just a whites only place, but its functionality depends on a given period or a given time. When it reaches 6 p.m. as a black person, you are not gonna be okay when you are in a place called a sundown town, because black people know what they are being done to. Some are being lynched, shot, all these things that happen to them. And so, yes, practice, be a separatist. It's okay. Black people have proven over time that they can survive themselves. And it is also to the advantage of black people, because now at least black money can circulate within the black community. Also, why was I also talking about sustainability? These folks didn't consider interracial marriages, because to them they're trying to practice conservatism. Yet some of white folks or black people, these people have intermarried. And so those are considerations that I think that needed to be put into place for all these successful things to happen. And so I really, really find it diabolical when they think that people have a problem with them forming all the systems that they want to, while in reality, what they are trying to do is so much unsustainable. So please, brothers and sisters, let me know what you think about this video. As you know, I'm your host and presenter, Jidok Stories. I really want to know what you think about this. Again, I'm just going to be asking you, please, if you're watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to I can offer you. For those who are watching me for the first time, again, I'm pleading with you, please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, really get to I can offer you. For those who are donating to my Cash App, buy me a coffee, man, I'm really, really grateful for the support that you are trying to give me. But until then, let me see you on my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.